Hey guys, welcome back to Victoria's Neighborhood Guide and episode 6 of the Capital Map. Today we're in Fernwood and Oaklands, which are some of the most central communities in the city of Victoria. We're sandwiched in between downtown Victoria and Saanich to the east and north, and we also have the benefit of being along some major arterial roads like Hillside Ave, Cook Street, Shelburne. All these places offer great access to public transit and also great walkability right into the downtown core. Fernwood and Oaklands are home to a wide variety of demographics, but you'll find that the people that live here on aggregate are actually younger than some of the communities we've highlighted before. The reason for that is because of the rental stock, affordability, and all of the great schools and parks nearby. So what kind of homes are in Fernwood and Oaklands? Well, these two neighborhoods have mostly single-family detached homes, but in Fernwood there are some low-rise condos, townhouses, and strata title conversions of older homes. Speaking to older homes, there are some incredible heritage properties in Fernwood. There's 113 that are registered with the City of Victoria. Fernwood and Oaklands are still on the more approachable end of the spectrum as far as prices go. Detached homes in both communities average just under $1.2 million in 2022. Townhouses come in at $856,000, and condos in both communities in 2022 average $527,000. The pros. Living in Fernwood and Oaklands means you're at one of the best arts and cultural centers in all of Victoria. We're standing in Fernwood Square. In behind me is the Belfry Theatre, home of tons of live music and theatre events, as well as right here in the square where Fern Fest happens every year. There's incredible places like the Little Fernwood Gallery to take in beautiful local art, and tons of places to see and experience what arts and culture in Fernwood mean. Pro number 2, if you're a foodie looking for great local gathering spots, Fernwood and Oaklands have some of the best local restaurants and cafes that you'll find. And food for everybody. You can grab a casual slice at the Fernwood Pizza Company, hop over to Little June for your coffee date, grab a pint at the Fernwood Inn, and have an elegantly composed meal at Stage Wine Bar. After that, wrap it all up by grabbing some of the best ice cream in the city at Cold Comfort. This is a great place to have great food with great friends. Pro number 3, as I mentioned, we're right smack dab in the middle of everything here in a very convenient central location. We can walk to downtown Victoria, and we're close to tons of great public transit. And pro number 4, as I mentioned, Fernwood and Oaklands are still on the more affordable end of the spectrum, and because we're in the city of Victoria, you are allowed to have a secondary suite here. The cons. Con number 1 of living in Fernwood and Oaklands is that this is urban living, and even in green spaces like this at Stadacona Park, it doesn't quite feel like the natural setting you would find in other parts of Victoria that transport you to the Wild West Coast. Con number 2, you may not feel as safe in some parts of Fernwood, especially late at night. Here on the southern end at Stadacona Park, this is an extension of our housing crisis in Greater Victoria. And because the Royal Jubilee Hospital and those discharged from it are pretty close to Fernwood, you might not have the best activity late at night in your neighborhood. Con number 3, I don't like getting overly political on this channel, but you should probably know that Fernwood and potentially a bit of Oaklands is on the slightly more progressive side of the political spectrum, and a lot of the youth are of the very hip and with it variety, so you may see people walking around in baggy jeans and retro shades. If you like trucks, fishing, and NASCAR, it may not be the place for you. Con number 4, Oaklands feels like a bit of an extension of Fernwood and not necessarily its own standalone community, especially if you head all the way north past Hillside Avenue. You feel a little bit disconnected from the community feel that you have in Fernwood. The hidden gems. Some of the hidden gems that the locals in the Oaklands community love are like those in behind me at Coffee, at the Haltane Four Corners, Haltane Village, and down the road at Haltane Fish and Chips. Marta Cafe on Bay Street is also a great place to visit, and often some of these spots in Oaklands get overshined by those in the center of Fernwood. Hidden gem number 2. In my mind, some of the best park and green space in Fernwood and Oaklands are right here in Oaklands at David Spencer Park and just down Ryan Street at Oaklands Park, where there's a great playground for your kids. These are awesome places to play sports and run your dog right in the middle of the city. Hidden gem number 3. There's great community gardens, especially in Fernwood. There's the Earthbound Community Allotment Garden on Garden Street and the Fernwood Community Garden on Chambers Street, which is adjacent to the Victoria Compost and Education Centre. If you love arts and culture, food, and a little bit of funk, the welcoming communities in Fernwood and Oaklands could be the perfect fit for you. Make sure you subscribe for more on our Capital Map series and more on Victoria, BC real estate right here. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode.